What's going on, guys? Dan back here with the Regular Guy Garage. This video was going to be me just kind of plugging away at the car. I am doing the battery box in the back of the car right now, but I got a call from the machine shop today. They got the crankshaft all done and balanced. So what I'm going to do is I've already taken the bearings, the old bearings out of the block. I'm going to wipe it down really quick, and then I'm going to show you, which I normally don't do in my engine build videos. I'm going to basically show you what I'm checking, what I check when I'm actually installing the crankshaft into the block. This is a new crankshaft, granted it's the same brand as the one that came out, plus I'm doing all new bearings and stuff. I need to check the clearance between the crankshaft and the actual bearings. So there's multiple ways to do that. Normally what shops do is they'll use a micrometer and then an inside micrometer to basically check the bores, and then the micrometer check the outer diameter of the crankshaft journals. I don't have those sizes, and I'm not really spending the extra money to use those when I don't really build engines that often. So what I'm going to use is some plastic gauge. I know a lot of guys are like really against using this. The company that I used to work for when we rebuilt diesel engines, we had used this a whole bunch, and we never, I don't think we ever really had like a bearing failure or anything like that as far as like, you know, due to clearancing issues. So this stuff is more than good enough. It's cheap. So what I'm going to do now, try and get this crankshaft just, well, actually what I'm going to do now first is lay all the bearings in on all of the connecting rods and the main bearings. Then I'm going to try and get the crankshaft in. I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time trying to do that, but with getting all these connecting rods and stuff out of the way. But I'll finagle in there, and then we'll go ahead and check our measurement. Alright, so after some careful massage work, we got the crankshaft back in the engine. And so really what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I check the clearance on this main cap. Actually, which one can I see better in the camera? Now, all I'm going to do is show you on this main cap right here how I do this clearance check, and then I'll go ahead and do it for the rest of the engine. But what you want to do is do it dry. You don't want to have any assembly lube or anything on it. I'll obviously put some on when I'm finished checking this, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and check this out really quick. It's probably gonna be a pain in the neck because I still have all the pistons and stuff inside of the engine, but I mean, it is what it is. I'll just do it very carefully, make sure I don't scuff the crankshaft at all, and we'll be fine. Take your plastic gauge, cut a little section of it off, and then it's really simple. You just open up this little package here. There'll be like a little green string in it. So there'll be this little green, if you can even see it, this little green string. All you want to do is lay that. So I laid that right on top of the journal right there. You could actually even cut it smaller than I did, but whatever. Then what I'm going to do is grab the corresponding cap. This one's pretty easy to see. Granted, they're all numbered, but this one is especially easy to see because it's for the rear main seal. Now we're going to go ahead. Now we're going to torque these rear main cap bolts down to spec. And so I don't know if you can see, but it left a mark down on our crankshaft. And so basically the markings that are on your plastic gauge packaging, that's going to tell you what your clearance is between the crankshaft and then the bearings. All right, so I don't know if you can see, well, you can't really see it, I don't think. But we're looking at 2000s right there, which is, I mean, that's pretty much what we want on the money. So make sure you clean this off of the journal surface, plus also your bearing surface as well. And so I'm gonna do the rest of them. Hopefully they all come out to be this 2000s, and then we'll go ahead and move on. About 6.5 thousandths. Pretty sure that's good. I think they want between, I want to say it was 4 and 8 thousandths, so 6-ish right now. All right, so we got everything bolted down, torqued down, ready to rock and roll. I didn't really video it because my other camera died, and then trying to do it with the phone in one hand is pretty rough. But yeah, gonna move on from here. I'm gonna put the oil pump on, just keep plugging away, and then yeah, we should have this thing back together here tonight. So check this out. Something I just noticed when I was going to put this oil pump back on. If you don't remember, the bolts when I took them off were kind of bent, and as I was going to put it back on, I noticed that crack right there. So this oil pump will not be going back in the car. Man, just my luck. That's a good sized crack. Luckily, another thing that I caught before this thing just got blown sky high. I think that's kind of one of the downfalls about trying to really build up one of these, you know, 302, old school 302s and stuff is, I mean, they're just not really built to, you know, be beaten on like we really like to do with them. You know, just to compare this block, even just building this engine compared to the 5.3 LS build that I did. I mean, even just the main caps, you figure these main caps are just only 2 bolts, whereas on the LS, they are, you got the bottom bolts, which I believe there's 4 of them, and then you got 2 on the side as well. So you figure that's a 6-bolt main as opposed to a 2-bolt main. You know, those caps are much beefier too. So, I mean, little things like that, you know, those engines, I know a lot of people don't, you know, like the LS and stuff like that for the Foxbody. I'm indifferent. I would absolutely in a heartbeat throw one in my car, but, you know, they're just, you know, more modern technology built to withstand a lot more power. But either way, we're still, you know, obviously going to stay with this thing, push it to the limit, and then, you know, from there, we'll go ahead and move on. Anyway, next on the agenda, I am going to throw the timing chain back on, get this thing back into time, and then from there, do timing cover. Gonna have to wait on the oil pan because I'm gonna have to need the oil pump. I'm also missing an oil pump pickup tube gasket. I only had one in the package. I thought there was 2. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this front cover all set up. Yeah, we're moving along. So we didn't video the rest, but got the oil pump. I got a new oil pump. It's a Melling oil pump, just the basically stock volume, stock oil pump. Got it on there. As you saw, mine I saw in the last video, it has ARP hardware on it as well because I had one of the bolts that was bent. Anyway, I just wanted to really thrash on it today. It's Super Bowl Sunday and my Kansas City Chiefs are playing, so wanted to get the engine at least back together, get the engine back uprighted. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. As always, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, follow the build. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. As always, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.